Hi everyone, in this video we're going to draw this model here, which is a cube or hexahedron in 2-point perspective projection. To do so, we're going to draw first of all our horizontal line, then we will draw the two vanishing points, then we will add the principal point. From this point we will draw a vertical line which will be the cube's front vertical edge, and then we will trace some different visual rays in order to build the rest of our cube. Furthermore, we will draw our value scale using 4 different shades of gray, and we will apply them to our drawing. So we will have the core shadow of the cube and the cast shadow. We will explain later that cast shadow will always be darker than core shadow. So let's get started. The first thing we've done is to draw 2 marks at the edges of our sheet of paper 10 centimeters high from the upper edge of our sheet of paper. We're going to connect them with a line in order to draw our horizontal line. Now we will add the 2 vanishing points. The left one will be 3 centimeters to the left of the edge of our sheet of paper, vanishing point 1, and the other one will be about 5 centimeters from the right edge of our sheet of paper. This will be vanishing point 2. It's time to add now our principal point, which will be 7 centimeters to the right of the vanishing point 1, and we will name it PP after principal point. Let's draw now the front vertical edge of our cube. To do so, we're going to draw a vertical line from the principal point It will be 6 centimeters long, and we will add a mark 4 centimeters high from this lower vertex. Let's erase the part of the line we don't need. So now we have marked the lower vertex of the cube and this one. Let's add now the horizontal edges of our cube, drawing some lines from the vanishing points to the vertex we have just added. There we go. We have the lines that will make these horizontal edges of our cube, and now we have to add the other vertical edges, this one and this one too. And if this is the position of our cube, please take into account that this face of the cube will be a bit shorter than this one. We're seeing it a bit longer, right? Perfect. Let's complete the visible part of our cube with these 2 lines. Now the visible part of our cube is complete, but there are some other edges we're not actually seen, but will be useful in order to build our cast shadow. These are this edge over here, this vertical edge behind the cube, and these other horizontal edges below our cube, right? Alright, our cube is complete. This is how it would look, a cube made of glass, for instance, where we will see all the edges of it. In our case, only these ones are visible, right? It is time now to add the light source. Our light source will be around this part of our drawing, so the upper face, the upper base of our cube will be lighter, and the other two faces we see will be a bit darker, being this one the darkest one, because it's the most, is the farthest face of the cube to the light source, right? So we'll draw first of all the light vanishing point, which will be 3 centimeters to the right of the vanishing point 1 on the horizon line. Okay. Next, we have to draw a vertical line from this light vanishing point called the vertical reference line, and we will draw it as high as we can, because at the top, at the upper edge of our sheet of paper, we will draw the light source. You can draw it as a sun, for instance. We will draw the cast shadow by tracing several lines from the light vanishing point to the lower vertex of a cube. But what happens with this vertex here? This vertex, which is at the back of our cube, this one, won't project any shadow because it is the closer vertex to the light source. So that means we don't have to really draw it, okay? Now, where do these lines end? Easy peasy. You just have to draw some lines from the light source to the upper vertex of the cube, taking into account that if this line was connected to this lower vertex, this line will be cut with this upper vertex, like this. There you go. Same for this line here, and finally for this one. This one goes through this vertex here, so we will have to draw the line that connects the light source with the upper vertex. That is it. Now, to draw the contour of the cast shadow, we just have to connect the lines, connect the points we have just drawn. And this is it. This will be the contour of our cast shadow. Let's clean a bit the drawing. If you have erased a bit too much, as I just did, you can retrace some lines. Fair enough. It is time now for us to draw the value scale. We will do it at the right upper corner of our sheet of paper. So we will start drawing, with a ruler, a horizontal line about 12 centimeters wide, divided in 3 centimeters. So 3, 6, 9, and 12, like this. And it will be about 2 centimeters high, okay? I'm gonna do it by eye, but I strongly suggest you to do it with a ruler. Now we have the 4 rectangles of our value scale. We will start adding the colors. To add the colors to our value scale, we will use 2 different kinds of graphite pencil. We will use a B pencil or an HB pencil for the lighter colors, which will be at the left side of our value scale, and then we will use a 2B graphite pencil for the 2 right rectangles of our value scale. If you just have an HB graphite pencil, which is the most common kind of graphite pencil, it's okay. In that case, you will have to be careful and to use very soft pressure on the left side of our scale, and then increase little by little the pressure in each of the right rectangles. Okay? Let's start coloring the left rectangle of our value scale with a B or HB pencil and very soft pressure. Now we will fill the darkest tone, the darkest value of our scale, with the 2B pencil. You can add a bit of color at the right edge of this rectangle, because as you will see, the cast shadow is not homogeneous in all its perimeter. It is darker as we are closer to the object that projects the cast shadow. Okay, let's add the other 2 colors in between. For this one, we will use the B or HB pencil. And for this rectangle, we will use the 2B pencil. Alright, we will just have now to apply these colors to our drawing, and to do so, remember that the upper base of a cube will be the lighter one, so you will use this color here. The left face of a cube will be this color, a bit darker than the upper base. The right face of a cube will have this color here, and the cast shadow of our cube will have the darkest value we have used. Remember also that core shadow always be a bit lighter than cast shadow, and as I said you before, cast shadow will be a bit darker as it goes closer to the object. You see? So let's start with the B pencil. And that's it. We can play around a bit with the 2-point perspective projection by changing a bit the position of the vanishing points. For instance, look at this case here. In this case we have the vanishing points. The left one is a bit farther from the left edge of our sheet of paper, and the principal point is quite close to it. Besides, this vertical edge of our cube goes up and down of the horizontal line. That means that in this case the upper base of our cube is not visible. You see? It's as if we had it more or less like this. We wouldn't see the upper base, right? And as you see as well, the light vanishing point is to the right of the cube, and you see, the cast shadow is out of our drawing, right? Well, in this case, it gets a bit more complicated to draw it because, as you see, it's not about just connecting the different points we had drawn, right? In this case, what you would have to do is to connect the 2 points we have inside the drawing to the vanishing points. C point will have to be connected to the vanishing point 2, and then we would have this line here of the cast shadow, and the A point would have to be connected to the vanishing point 1, and so this line of the cast shadow will go this direction. In this case, we would have to fill all this space here in order to draw our cast shadow. This is an example which is a bit more similar to the one we have just done, but if you see, the proportions of the cube are not quite accurate. The cube in this case is a bit short, you see. If you compare it with this one, it is not very well proportioned. But anyway, it's about trying, about having fun with this kind of perspective. So now it's your turn. So have fun and thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Bye bye.